I just thought I'd show you, I'm having a go at a recipe which is in Italian, which obviously we can translate, and a friend of mine has translated for me, which is very kind of her. Had a go at it the first time round and really struggled, but it's really just the folding. So it's called the Spelt. It says donut, but I'm not sure that's like wreath probably, with rosemary and halloumi and cranberry. And what I've done, so it's a bread which is just folded and cut to look very festive. So I've got to the point where I've made the dough and I have it rolled out to the right diameters, and I'm going to do the rest of it from here. So fingers crossed it looks all right and I can share this with you. Okay, so you can see here what I've actually done. I made my dough and I've rolled it out. Our bread mats, there's a newer version to this, but it does have measurements on the end. So I have measured it out. It's meant to be, where is it? 28 by 40 centimeters. And then it's actually asking me with my translation, let me just get down to the right spot on here because this is all in Italian. Okay. So it's asking, here we go. I don't know if you can see that screen, but it's just got a little picture of it being rolled out. It's asking me now to transfer it onto the oven tray. And because it's a little bit flimsy, I'm just going to do a flip over from one mat to the other and then pop it onto the oven tray. Here we go. All right, so that's my rolled out dough. I'll just get rid of this mat and have a quick little wipe. And the lovely Anna translated this for me, and I didn't realise because I've got the translation, I won't need the recipe up. But I'll tell you what, the recipe is really helpful when it comes to the cutting. So let me just bring you in closer here so you can see. Basically, I have to leave a rectangle in the middle. Oh, actually, let's go back one. First, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I've got to cut some little things at the end, which you'll see. See here, we've got those little rectangles there at the end. So I've got to cut those first. Then I'm going to make these lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines either side, and then I've got to do little cuts on each of those. So here we go. Now on your if you're using one of these mats, you've got to be really careful. You cannot use a sharp knife. So this knife is not a sharp knife. Now I've got to cut out 3 by 6 centimeters. But really, you know what? I think I'm just going to guess the middle here, and I'm going to go, there we go, there we go. I'm just going to cut a little chunk out here. There we go, that's one piece of dough. And there's the other one. And here we go on the other end. So that goes on there. Let's go there. Oh, that's my ghee in the background. I've just done my other Thermomix. I'll just go and put that on. That's got to cook for another hour. So that's 2 hours of unsalted butter cooking. There we go. That's the first stage. Okay, ghee is off again. Now what I've got to do is I had to cut these. And what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got to have one here in the middle. Like that. And then I've got to get 4 out of each of these. So I'll just go half, that, and like that, and like that. Go. And then I've got to go half again here. and cut through here and here. I'm going to swap it around the other way. And it should be a little bit easier here because I've got some to follow on the other side. So doing my middle one again first. Cut that in half. Cut that in half. Need to make sure they can separate a little bit. Cut that in half. Then I'm going to do the last 4. And this. All right. So as we saw on the screen here, I've now got to do little cuts in each one. So here we go. Okay, not sure that's quite right. Anyway, we'll give this a little go. Because I can't cut all the way through, otherwise I'm going to be left with lots of little bits. But I think the edges should be cut. So it's a little bit fiddly. We'll just keep going. To say if there was a, maybe if you did it on baking paper, I'm all for using these thermomats because it's 0 waste. I'm thinking if you actually did it on baking paper, you could use a sharper knife, might be a little bit easier. See, I've gone right through there. Okay. It's a learning thing. All right, and again. So let's keep going with all of these. Start from the center. Try some bigger ones. Right. That's quite fiddly, really. So you really need to cut through the edges, but not right through the middle. There's another recipe on Cookidoo, which is the plaited pork pie, and it's a little bit similar, but it's not quite as fiddly. You just do these, the first part of this, rather than the extra little cuts. Let's move these apart a little bit. Okay. Right through there. All right, just going to pause my recording. Okay, so you can see here now I've got all this cut up. I don't think it's exactly as it should be. As I said, I think with a sharper knife on a different surface, it might work a bit better, but you know, we're just giving this a go. And now it's asking me to put all, so this is the filling. This is halloumi, rosemary, and onion. So that's going into the middle. Seems like a lot of filling. Anyway, we'll put that in there. Okay. Next, with a lot of delicacy, I think it says, put the, hang on, let me read out this translation. Okay. Spread the cheese from the center of the rectangle. Carefully pull each strip towards the center and braid with those opposite. So I'm going to do that. and like that. So really, I'm just really crossing them over. Hopefully this is, I think it's going to look prettier than when we tried it before anyway. And I probably should have, yeah, as I said, a little bit tricky to cut through and not cut all the way through your bread dough. And the end ones. A little bit at the end. Okay. Then I have to unite the two extremities. This is going to be the tricky bit. So I've got to bring this over here a little bit. And I've got to pull this round and join these two pieces up. Seems like an awful lot. Hang on. Join the two ends, forming the shape of a ring-shaped cake or donut, and cover with the two remaining strips. Okay. Just say I'm a little bit confused with this bit. Anyway, let's get this round here. And then I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to just do like a little knot because I'm really not sure how that bit goes. I've got to have the hole in the middle. I've got all my stuffing, my mixture coming out of the middle. Let's say we're not exactly beautiful, but I think it's a better job than when we tried it before. So then what do? I have to baste with egg yolk mixture and bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So there we are. It's just asking me, I don't know if you can see that on there. It's asking me to, with a mist of egg and water, I think, egg yolk. So, egg yolk. You know what, I'm going to be a little bit naughty because I actually don't want to have the white left. So I'm just going to do the whole egg. I'm going to beat it a little bit and then I'm going to brush it over. I really want that to have a hole in the middle, so I'm just going to push that out a little bit there. And then, because it's got quite a big hole. All right, my brush. And I'm going to baste this, my egg yolk and my egg. So if you're on my Facebook page, Cook and Connect with Mandy Powers, the mixed team leader, sorry, it's such a mouthful. I've actually added, and you'll find on the Thermix Australia website, that they've got some great tips about what to do with egg yolks, because I know at this time of year, we are inclined to make pavlovas and meringues, and those beautiful pavlova grazing platters where you make your own, and we can be left with egg yolks. So there's lots of ideas. It's on the Thermix blog, or as I said, there's a link to it on my page. If you're not a member of Cook and Connect, feel free to join. All right, so here we are, and I will, I'll take a photo, and that can be the actually the picture at the front of the video so you can see what it is. I hope that's useful. Let's hope it turns out all right, and I will see you on the other side.